The great thing about Chris Jericho is, of course, anyone can write a book. Of course, anyone can start a podcast. Of course, anyone can be in a rock band.
Yeah.
But he's doing it at like the top level.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the idea that not only can you do all of these things, but you can also be good at all of these things. And that's where I'm like, man, he's one of those people that just like, he just dreams big.
The master of reinvention too.
So good.
Like, you want to stay in the entertainment industry, you got to reinvent yourself. Like, he's done it so many times and has done it so well so many times. And there haven't been too many duds.
He's been so intentional about it. He told me that his real inspiration is David Bowie, who reinvented himself for every album. And he said that when he came back after his big hiatus from WWE and he was back as like suit and tie Jericho, he was like, I just want everybody to know I'm not Y2J. And he told the announcers, like, don't refer to me as Y2J. I'm not Y2J anymore. I'm this new character. I'm Chris Jericho doing this new thing. And that's a really intentional and very interesting thing. Because how many wrestling conventions have you been to where there's a person sitting there and they're still doing their shtick from the 80s or 90s? And it's like, I get it. That was the thing that got you over. But like, Chris Jericho has proven that like you can get over in multiple different ways.
I mean, he could have stayed in his one gimmick too. Like, the fact that he's never gone back, and granted in AEW it's different, but like if he went back to WWE one day, they'd be like, oh, bring back the list. And he's always been like, no, like that was 2016 Jericho. He could easily bring that back and it'd be the #1 thing on television every week.
He's one of the greatest of all time. And it's like the fact that he's still doing this now in his 50s, it's so impressive.
Yeah, that's definitely one. Do you have any more, like, you've interviewed everybody, so like, do you have any more dream interviews that are in reach? Because I know there's probably a few that are like Vince McMahon, I've heard you say.
That's a big one.
That's one that might be out of reach. But like, never say never, he's back, so.
That's out of reach, I think.
Do you think?
I
Not with that attitude.
That's right. Yeah, I like that. I thought he was never going to do another interview, and then he did the thing with Pat McAfee, which was such
perfect timing.
It was such great insight into his life, too.
Like, oh, this guy's actually a decent human being.
Yeah, and I think what's so interesting about Vince is he's kind of the Wizard of Oz. Like, we kind of just see him as this big figurehead. There's obviously a man behind all that.
Yeah.
And I'd be so interested. I want to just dig below the surface a little bit with Vince.
Oh, my God.
Like, what's Vince McMahon's workout routine look like? I'd love to hear that. Like, what's his favorite movie? Does Vince McMahon like pizza? What's Vince McMahon's favorite pizza topping? Like, this stuff's really interesting to me because everything else that he wants out there is already out there.
Yeah.
So obviously, Vince, I would love to interview Christopher Nolan.
Oh, that's a good one.
I am blown away, right? Like, every film that he has is a masterpiece. And I'm also fascinated by his obsession with time.
Oh, yeah, every single movie.
Every single movie, he plays with time in a completely different way. Like, starting from like Memento to what he did with Inception, Interstellar, even Dunkirk, the way that, like, I'm fascinated by all of that. So I would love a conversation with him. I don't know if maybe that might happen with Oppenheimer. He has a new movie coming out. Yeah, let's put that out into the world.
That one's way more in
Nolan.
Reach. That one's way more in reach. Do directors typically? I know Tarantino definitely is a part of all the press stuff.
Yeah. If you're big enough, like I did Ron Howard recently.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. So like, yeah, if you're a well-known director, you're for sure doing the press junket. And also, like, I have such a massive respect for Tom Brady and the fact that he's 45, still playing at the level that he's playing at and completely changing the game, breaking his own records. Like, I would love to be able to sit down with him and just be like, dude, what makes you tick?
Yeah, that's a good one too. I don't know how long he's going to continue playing too. Because like, he came back this year and it kind of upended his personal life from what we've seen. You know, like, you think you want to win. Like, when you go out, you want to win one more time.
He's not slowing down.
Yeah.
Like, I saw this really interesting YouTube video where it was showing other people that had come out of retirement and like how, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
He came out of retirement and sure they didn't have a winning season, but he had a pretty great season. And it's not like he's slowing down. So,
and they're in too. Like,
yeah,
he could easily run the table and win another one and then hang it up.
He could. Yeah.
We've seen it happen before.
So I guess we'll see what happens, but I wouldn't bet against Tom Brady.
So those are your main three then, Vince, Tom,
and changes all the time. Like, there's a whole bunch of other, I'd love to have a real conversation with Oprah. I've interviewed her briefly on a red carpet, but I'd love to actually like dig in deep with her. Joe Rogan's fascinated me for the same reason that Chris Jericho is fascinating. Like, he's found all the things that he's passionate about and then he's just really good at them.
Mm-hmm.
He loves cage fighting, loves mixed martial arts. He's a commentator for the UFC. Incredible.
Yeah.
He loves comedy. Now he's been a comedian for 30 plus years. He loves telling stories and hearing stories and having conversations. Top podcast in the world. That's really interesting to me.
Oh my God. Do you have any plans to do any because Rogan is someone who's reinvented himself, going from Fear Factor, just doing his, what we're doing now.
Yeah.
You know? Have you ever dreamt about doing a specific show with a specific niche where you're doing something? I know they just came out with Barmageddon on USA Network, something like that, where you bring in celebrity guests and you're playing games or you're doing something, or even what Sean Evans does with Hot Ones, have you ever wanted to do something like that?
100%. But it's just so difficult because the way that TV is now, it's shifted so much. Most TV hosts now are former athletes, or they're actors, or there's somebody who has some sort of name recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just difficult now unless you create the show. And I would certainly love to create a show like that. But if I could look at TV right now and go, I want that job, I would have loved to host Amazing Race. I think that show is fascinating, and it's been on for 100 years now.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah. If you could get in, if you were one of those old school hosts that got in on The Bachelor, Survivor, Amazing Race, you're set. You're set. That doesn't really exist anymore. So I think now it's more of it's the Mr. Beast model. Mm-hmm. It's the Mr. Beast model of all right, I think this is a really interesting show. I'm going to create it myself, and I'm going to put it out there. It's kind of what Hot Ones did.
Mm-hmm. And you just become that guy forever.
That's it.
You were that. And I could see you doing The Bachelor, Jeopardy, any one of those shows,
I would love to. I still have a real big place in my heart for hosting. That was broadcasting is my first love, and it will always be my first love. It's changed and shifted a lot, the broadcasting model. It's certainly now more niche casting. Mm-hmm. It used to be broad, we're going to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Now it's very niche. If you want to just spend the afternoon watching Foo Fighters play Learn to Fly, you could literally just go down a rabbit hole of watching every one of their performances on YouTube. That didn't exist 10, 15 years ago.
I do that once a week. I love the Foo Fighters.
So I think that it's changed and shifted a lot, but I would definitely love to still have a show that you could just tune in on Discovery or Netflix or wherever it happens to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's the type of thing that really it's just fun, right?
Yes.
Doing something like that.
Yeah.
And being able to do it in this generation where it's there's not really too many producers involved, or there's people in your ear.
Yeah,
it's it's yours.
Yeah.
And you're able to put it together with it's your own thing.